When it comes to the island, base locations are needed for survival on PvP servers, so we proudly present top 3 best base locations with full base designs on the island. And coming at number 3, this can be found at 3.9 latitude and 17.8 longitude. This is known as Small Pearl Cave. This small cave is located in the snow region underwater. It's going to be a challenge to live here, especially since you have to swim every time that you want to go into your base. The inside is small but can still easily fit a good sized base with some dinos. The entrance is awkward and will be a little bit harder to defend than on ARK Survival Evolved. I would highly recommend waiting until you have tech to live in here, as it's going to be needed for underwater turrets. Defending this main entrance is key to surviving in this spot. Also, not to mention, a lot of players won't even mess with you as they need underwater dinos just to raid you. Now here is the full base design. As you can see on the exterior, we decided to do a small but not too big of a turret wall, just to kind of make sure that players don't really see us here. Also, we added some nice little mines underwater, just to make sure that nobody can get anywhere close to the tower. Now on that first wall is only about 10 to 15 turrets, but coming inside you have another little section down here on the bottom that just has some more turrets. This is really just to stop any main players from trying to just break in. And then coming up here you have this massive turret wall. This massive turret wall has exactly 100 turrets on it, along with this little tiny wall over there in the corner. The entrance is very defended, but don't get me wrong, it is very easy to raid this location because of the 6x cave damage, so always make sure to keep that in mind. Anyways, on this wall it consists of mainly tech turrets, but also a few heavies as well. Tech turrets are extremely overpowered in this new game, so it's definitely going to be a necessity now. Now up here is your little hidden entrance doors. Those are basically crafted with walls. And then coming in here we have a nice little dino area where you can store a couple dinos but not that many, a nice little incubating area, a nice little tech teleporter, some vaults, and then a transmitter right here. We also have some deady storages as well. And then over here we have our full main area, which includes a generator, some beds, a refrigerator, lots of chem benches, some more vaults, fabricators, another little teleporter right there, an indie forge smithy, and then a nice little vault area. But that's it for this full base design. It's more of a nice little compact one, so if you're looking to build somewhere small and more compact, this is a great one for you. This video is sponsored by my servers Dino Deluxe. We just released servers for ARK Survival Ascended. We have 3 maps right now, which are a main PvP server, a 6-man PvP server, and then a main PvE server. Our servers offer 5x harvesting rates to keep it as close to official as we can without the long grind. We also offer 10 times taming, so you won't be waiting hours for a dino to tame up. You see, Dino Deluxe also offers 20x breeding, so that giga that you wanted to raise on official won't take you 1 to 2 weeks to raise up. Check out Dino Deluxe today by simply typing Dino Deluxe in your search bar on the unofficial tab. Coming at number 2 we have Caro Cave. This can be found at 8.4 latitude and 92.2 longitude. Caro Cave is the second best cave on the island. Caro Cave has a tiny entrance, and once you enter, then you have to go under a water entrance. Defending that main water entrance properly can make this spot unraidable. Caro Cave is massive with lots of room for dinos and a main base to go. When cliff platforms release, this spot is going to be insane. Caro Cave also comes with an entire island. Defending this island will be golden and nobody will be messing with you at all. It makes for a perfect spot and lots of room for a huge tribe. Now here is the full base design. As you can see on the exterior, we decided to build a massive turret tower. Now this can technically be built a lot bigger, but I was just kind of trying to show the main gist of what to put out on the front entrance. Now this is 8 walls high and has exactly 80 turrets on it. So you're always going to want to put more text than heavies, because more text than heavies as a nice little ratio is always better. Now coming inside this cave, you have a nice little dino gate that kind of blocks off the main entrance. Not really going to stop any people, it just stops random players from just kind of like walking in. Anyways, coming in here, you can put turrets throughout this cave. I just decided not to because of my turret limit on here, but you have this second little turret wall in here. Now this turret wall is going to stop players for a little bit, but not too long. It's basically meant to just kind of show you that there's somebody raiding your base, if that makes any sense. Now coming out of here is your little entrance, which enters you into this nice little water area. Now this water area has a few turrets all kind of just scattered in here. This little water area alone is really going to just annoy a lot of players, as it is very difficult to push through here, and especially get dinos. It's very hard to get a lot of dinos through here. Now coming up in here, we have a nice little area just to kind of stop any dinos from just moving on. Along with that, we have a ton of ground turrets, including tech turrets and heavies. They're all over the place and they're just everywhere, and that's going to annoy them a lot. Now coming in here, we have these hanging little pillars and some nice turret towers. The hanging pillars are meant to be you're meant to put a lot of basically turrets on those, but with my turret limit, I wasn't able to. And then over here we have these nice little turret towers. They're not going to stop players from getting in, but it's going to just deter them a little bit longer from getting into that main base. Now here's your main base down here. The main base consists of 3 different platforms. This top platform, first let me show you guys this really quick. But anyways, this top platform is meant for dino storage, of course. You can fit a decent amount of dinos. You can keep building the platform up if you really wanted to. I just decided to stop at layer 3. And over here we have some stairs for getting up and down, as it is a little bit easier to do. And then coming down this ramp, as you can see, this is our second layer. Now this is our main crafting layer, which includes replicators, fabricators, vaults, full indie forge, little farm right there, and then some vaults over there in the corner. Along with that, you have a nice little incubator over here as well. Now there is a lot of room for you to expand stuff really as you want. It's really all just up to you. Now coming down to your second layer, as you can see down here, this is your main kind of just vault storage or just area to put all of your main loot. So you have a nice little teleporter down there for just teleporting in and out some dinos, a replicator, some nice personal vaults with some refrigerators. It is a nice little thing if you are looking for some more personal storage, if that makes sense. We have a refrigerator area through here, a large dedicated storage area, and then lots and lots of vaults. You have a lot of room for storage, however, you're still most likely going to need more as you expand, which you can always build up or put it on another layer. Now back here is just your main logout area, which has a tech teleporter and then a force field. Coming at number 1, this can be found at 26.7 latitude and 29.4 longitude. This is known as Snow Cave. Snow Cave is by far the best location on the island. This cave has 3 main rooms. Each room gets bigger as it goes back into the cave. The first main room is behind this long corridor to get into the cave. Defending the entrance is going to be tough, but building a main turret tower outside can stop a lot of players from getting in. If you can manage to build a nice turret wall in the first room to block off the entrance, you will be set. The good thing about this cave is getting dinos in here is going to be very difficult, so enemies are going to have a hard time raiding you. The last 2 rooms are great for a main base to go, or used for dino storage. Overall, this makes for an amazing base location and a great cave. Just watch out for the level 400 polar bears. And finally, here is our last full base design. Now outside we have this nice smaller kind of turret tower. It's just meant to kind of just deter some players and keep a lot of them away from your base. Now of course this can be built bigger, but with this kind of awkwardish kind of layout, it's a little bit harder to do that. Now in here we have a nice little dino blocker with those pillars and then those double door frames. Also coming in here is our first little turret wall. Now this first turret wall has about 40 turrets on it. It's meant to just keep a decent amount of players out. Now we didn't really put any tech turrets on that, but that's really up to you if you want to do that. It's kind of built for more of a smaller-ish tribe that's kind of getting a little bit bigger. So anyways, coming in here, decided not to put too many turrets in here because of the turret limit. We had to really space things out, but depending on your server, you put as many turrets as you want in here. Now over here is our second turret wall. It is a little bit bigger, still no tech turrets, but you can put some tech turrets on it if you really want to. It also has a nice little vault layer at the bottom just to kind of keep some players from easily running up and C4ing your walls. Now coming in here, we have a nice little area where you can have a generator, and maybe put some vaults for defending this. It's really up to you what you want to do with that little area. Now coming over here, you have this nice little double door area which kind of keeps any dinos from getting through there. And then here is our massive turret wall. Now this massive turret wall consists of lots of tech turrets and lots of heavy turrets. And there's also spikes down there in the water just to kind of stop any players from running up on that wall with any rockets. But here's the thing, the second that any player turns that corner, they're going to die so quick from these turrets, it's not even funny. Now coming over here, we have a nice little side entrance which is a hidden wall. Lots of players are never going to know that it's even there. Now here's our first room. This is basically meant as your little fob room. So if somebody's raiding you, this is your main room for everything. You have some vaults, a nice little quick craft station right there, some vaults over there for some storage, and then some more vaults over there for just some fob stuff, and then a tech teleporter. You also have your generator right there which powers the entire wall. Now coming down here into your second area. The second area is basically meant for just dino storage, but you can use it as a main base or build it basically however you want. So down here I put a nice little medium-sized tech teleporter right there in the corner just for teleporting dinos in and out. Along with that, you have a nice little pillar turret tower right there in the middle. It's meant to just kind of kill any players that are wandering around here. It's not going to defend this area, so don't think that it is. So yeah, as you can see, it's basically this whole entire area which is covered with water. We just decided to put some platforms on it just to store as many dinos as possible in this little area just until the cryopods come out. Now coming down over here is basically, this is our main walkway of how to get down here. There's some turrets that kind of help block it off a little bit. They're not going to do much, but they still do help a little bit. Now this area is our main base. Now the reason why I built the main base in this room is because it has a lot more room. It also has a nice little water area down there so you can breed some water dinos or use it as your own personal swimming pool, I guess. Anyways, over here we have a nice little indie forge area with some deady storages and some smithies. We also have fabricators, chem benches, some replicators over here, lots of more deady storages, and a lot of vault storage. Now this is your main vault room area where you're going to store the majority of your loot. However, I would recommend building some extra vaults in a nice little hidden area to store your very good loot. You have a tech teleporter, a transmitter, and a force field over there. And then you have two main just turret towers in here just to kind of stop any wandering people from getting in. Here's your chem benches, your indie grinders, your cooker area, some refrigerators, and then a nice little hatchery. Hatchery is meant to just hatch as many dinos as possible in there, then you can lead them wherever you really want. Now up here you have some turrets that are blocking off this other area, which again, this is an extended area that you can build in. However, I decided not to because it's just kind of awkward, it's smaller. It's not the easiest to build in, but I highly recommend doing so, as putting your main loot back here and then putting a nice little tech force field, it's going to take forever for somebody to even get back here in the first place. So it's up to you if you want to build back here or not, but it makes for a really good base location. But anyways, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for watching.